What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back here on Madden 25 here with another off-season rebuild, as today we have one of the other teams eliminated from the divisional round, that being the Los Angeles Rams. I'm pretty sure we've done all four now, because we did obviously Houston, we did the Lions, we did the Ravens, and now we're doing the Rams. So yeah, we did pretty much everyone that was eliminated, I think, if my math is correct. And now we're talking about the Rams, who have a very interesting offseason ahead of them, especially if Matthew Stafford decides to call it a career. Let's jump in and do a Rams offseason rebuild in Madden 25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We all know that Matthew Stafford, after the game, kind of like was mulling his future, and we don't know what he's going to do exactly at the time I'm recording this. John McVay also tried to retire a couple years ago, it felt like, as well. He's obviously still coaching, and I assume he'll be coaching next year too. But if for some reason, like, Matthew Stafford decided to retire, does that mean Sean McVay would retire also? Interesting question, I will say. Now, I think the only way I can figure out if Matthew Stafford retired if we just go look right now, and he did not. So we do have Matthew Stafford for another year, but I do think it'll be important to have a contingency plan once Stafford is done. So we probably need to draft a quarterback this offseason, or sign a quarterback, or start grooming somebody, basically. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. This is my last video before the championships games, man. So please pray for me, man. I am nervous going into Sunday. I won't even lie to you. But for now, we have Jackson's a free agent. We have John Johnson, Tutu Atwell, Bobby Brown. So free agency actually isn't that bad. Witherspoon. Yeah, it's actually with this much cap space, I thought we'd have like more players that are more important here, but not at all. There's a couple guys I do want to resign though. So let's start with John Johnson. I'd probably let go, but we can look at Alaric Jackson because our left tackle position is kind of non-existent right now. Joe Nobu would be the only other guy here, so we're going to go ahead and grab him. Also, a lot of head coaching vacancies have been filled. Pete Carroll just got hired by the Raiders as I'm recording this. I'm going to keep Tutu Atwell around as well if possible. But yeah, Pete Carroll got hired. Liam Cohen was going to go back to the Bucks, and now he's not, I guess, all of a sudden. Probably going to keep Rob Havenstein as well. Definitely going to need to get a future right tackle to take over eventually when he's done. So the team is definitely older, but there are some young pieces here as well. So let's just go ahead and get straight into free agency, shall we? And we can take a look at this lineup. There's also a lot of questions about Cooper Kupp. Will Cooper Kupp be on the Rams after this season? There was rumors about him at the deadline. He's kind of become an afterthought in the offense a little bit. It's been all Puka, basically. I don't think I'm going to get rid of Cooper Kupp because, honestly, I just can't see Cooper Kupp in another uniform. But apparently it may happen in real life. I guess we'll see. So Kyron Williams, Matthew Stafford. Offensive line's looking okay. So we only basically need a center. Although Jonah Jackson, maybe we could slide Avila or Jonah Jackson to the center position. So that could be a little bit of our offensive line doesn't need to be addressed. Maybe not yet, but we do know in the future it will need to be addressed. Defensively, Cameron Kitchens, Cameron Curl, Kobe Durant. Corners is definitely really important here. We all know that the Rams have a really good young D-line with Byron Young, Jared Verse, Brandon Fisk, and I think this is Kobe. Yes, Kobe Turner. So a lot to like about the Rams defensive front. Let's go ahead, get into free agency, and then add more pieces that we definitely need going forward. Not even for just this season, but for future seasons as well, because this team is going to lose a lot of veterans here soon. So we've made our 5 offers here in free agency, as we're going to be going for Paulson and Devo, because clearly we need corners. So we can steal him from the Saints. We got Rasul Douglas, who we're making an offer on as well. Jerome Baker, DJ Jones, and Austin Corbett, who if I'm not mistaken, didn't Austin Corbett used to play for the Rams? I could be wrong, but I'm trying to get him to be our new center. So let's see. Do we get all 5? We get 4 of the 5. So we don't get Rasul Douglas, but we do get a corner in Paulson Debo. So that feels good. That's probably all we're going to do in free agency, to be honest with you. The only other thing I might look at to see if there's any quarterback that may be interesting for the future. So like Russell Wilson, obviously not going to be the case. You could sign Mac Jones and I guess develop him behind Stafford, but probably won't go that direction. Zach Wilson, I guess, is fairly interesting. Let's give Zach Wilson a deal and see if maybe we can groom him behind Stafford. I don't know. We just need somebody to potentially turn the keys to. And, you know, Sam Darnold was pretty good in Minnesota for a little bit, so maybe we can get the same production out of Zach Wilson in the future. I'm not saying he's going to be the guy going forward. Probably can't rely on him, but it would be somebody like that if I were the Rams that I'd be signing in free agency to potentially develop behind Stafford and learn behind Stafford if Stafford's going to play one more season, that is. So now we can head to the draft, and we're going to need another corner. Going to need another middle linebacker, and quarterback is still something I will look into in this draft as well. We also could just wait till next year if needed as well. But we'll go ahead and take a look and see how this draft will fall for us. So jumping straight into it, we will be picking number 26th overall. So one thing we do have to consider is this could be our last chance at maybe getting Matthew Stafford a ring. So, you know, maybe we don't worry about quarterback and just go all in on whatever helps this team out as far as, you know, making it to the Super Bowl. So you have Malachi Starks, you have Quinn Ewers, Donovan Jackson, Jonah, Benjamin Morrison, which I do think this will probably be the pick. You also have a couple tackles, which could be important, like I said, to have them for the future. But Benjamin Morrison added to our secondary, I think, would make the most sense here. I'm pretty sure this is the Notre Dame corner, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I believe he got hurt, but I think we got to take him here and be our first round pick. Number 24 in true value, draft number 26. We know we needed corners. We didn't get Rasul Douglas. We got Paulson Debo, though. Now we'll have Benjamin Morrison and Paulson Debo as our two corners that we've added this offseason. And we don't have a second round pick, and we do have a third round pick. So in the third round, we'll see what we can get here. In round 3, we do have Carson Beck, who, like I said, he went back to college, so I probably won't draft him in this draft class. We could take a tackle on Anthony Belton or Cornelius out of Oregon. You got Evan Stewart as well, Stackhouse, Carson Beck. What other quarterbacks do we have? I'm just curious to see. So we have Riley Leonard. Yeah, nothing I'm really liking here. So I think we have to wait for quarterback till next offseason. We'll address it then. So you have Evan Stewart, Stackhouse, Justin Whaley. You got Stanford speed rusher David Bailey, Mondon Jr., Jalen Noel, which he's pretty interesting. We have Jamon Johnson out of Kentucky. So probably not going to get the greatest selection here. Luke Lachey here out of Iowa as well. Eli Stowers, and then Jamon Johnson. What does Jamon Johnson look like? A zone coverage, A to C man coverage. I know we need another middle linebacker, so I do think I'm going to settle on Jamon Johnson here. Speed is good. Strength is good. Jumping is elite. Change direction is great. So hopefully this guy ends up working out. Wouldn't surprise me if this is a bad pick, but we're going to go ahead and draft him anyway. Number 133 true value, drafted number 90. He is hidden dev, so he'll probably start for us right away. We'll see if we can develop him as quickly as possible. And now we'll let the AI take care of the rest of these. But not a bad offseason by any means. We'll definitely need a quarterback in the future with Stafford probably retiring after the season if I had to guess, or just regressing way too much that it's like just we can't justify keeping him anymore. With that all being said, we'll go take a look at the lineup for year 1. So here is your lineup going into year number 1. Matthew Stafford under center, Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee, Rob Havenstein, Dotson, Corbett, Avila, and Jackson. On the defensive side of the football, you got Cameron Kitchens, Byron Young, Amari Spates, who, or sorry, I don't think it was Amari Spates. Is it? Oh, no, Amari Spates. I'm thinking of the basketball player, Amari Spates, I believe. Am I thinking of the right? I think I am. I don't remember, to be honest. But regardless, Jamin Johnson being a 71 overall, so I guess we won't start him right away, but he'll definitely be in the mix. Cameron Curl, Benjamin Morrison, Paulson Adebo, and Darius Williams, and then Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, and DJ Jones. So we'll see how this goes. Defensively, we're 100% scheme fit, so that's awesome. And then our offense is a West Coast zone run with a 79% scheme fit. So not really sure what to expect this season. If I had to guess, this team will probably end up not being the best, or it wouldn't surprise me if this team missed the playoffs entirely in Madden simulation, but hopefully we can get Stafford in the playoffs and try to get one more ring before he potentially retires here. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it works out, but again, I'm prepared for the worst, hoping for the best. So we actually did make the playoffs this season at 10-7, so pretty happy about that, to be honest with you. I had a bad feeling about maybe missing the playoffs, but we did get in, so we're going to be able to get Stafford maybe one more championship, which feels pretty good if we're able to go on a run here. So 10th on offense, which is awesome. And defensively, we were 12th in the NFL. So top 15 on both sides of the ball. Stafford maybe threw a little too many interceptions for my liking, but 35 and 18. Still more touchdowns than interceptions. Stafford running for 333 yards is pretty insane. Has he ever even gotten close to that? That's interesting. 14 touchdowns from Kyron, 1,100 yards from him as well. 1,500 yards from Puka Nacua, 18 touchdowns, 6 from Cooper Kupp, 880 yards there. 700 from Tutu Atwell, along with 7 touchdowns. So, yeah, Puka Nacua clearly has been Stafford's favorite target. Jared Verse, 12 sacks, 9.5 from Kobe Turner, 7.5 from Braden Fisk, and 4 from Byron Young. 5 interceptions from our free agency addition in Paulson Debo, and 2 from our rookie in Benjamin Morrison. 1 from Curl, 1 from Mars Spates, and 1 from Baker. All right, guys. We get to play, who was it again? It's the 49ers in round 1. So, the Niners won 13 games, which is pretty plausible where they could be next season. Obviously, they were really hurt this year, and they're a team we expect to be a contender every year in this NFC conference. So we'll go see, and it's our division rival. Not to mention that on top of everything else. Like, I totally ignored that part. But 3 of our teams in the NFC West made the playoffs, actually. So we're the 7th seed. No matter what, if we win, we'll be playing Philly in the next round, so it'll be a revenge there, hopefully. So we'll see how it goes. We have to go to San Francisco first, and we'll see if we can go on the road and upset the Niners. Matthew Stafford's potential last run here versus Brock Purdy and the Niners. Can we come out here and pull off the road upset? We got a rainy game in front of us, and we are going to be down 7-0. And, okay, we can still tie the game. And so far, no points at all, but we do have 5 seconds left on the clock. I'm just going to see if I can steal a touchdown really quickly with 5 seconds. More than likely, I won't be able to. And it's also raining, so more than likely this isn't going to work. But it might as well take a shot, right? We're going to throw Tutu Atwell on a go. And sometimes, for some reason, when I do this, they just let RB run up free. And he's not going to be free, though. We're just going to throw this up to Puka Nacua. And yeah, that's game. Or sorry, not game. That's half. So we come out of the half with 0 points. It doesn't help that it's obviously raining. That's probably, playing a factor for sure. So we got to do better. So they're going to start with the ball as well, which is not great. And they are not going to get anything. They actually went for it on 4th down and didn't convert. So if we could take advantage of this field position and go tie it right back in the game. And we will do that. There we go. And then we get, I don't know what happened. We have the ball right now. 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter. And we will take the field goal lead, and the Niners will tie it. So 2 seconds left. Let me try this again. Let me try it again. I mean, we just tried this a second ago, and it didn't work. We're going to try it again, because why not? A walk-off touchdown would be pretty sweet with 2 seconds to go. But this is looking like it's headed towards overtime. Now, usually in real life, you wouldn't do anything stupid like this, unless if you get a PI called. No, we're not getting a PI call. That'd be pretty cool, though, if it did happen. All right, so we're in overtime, guys. Overtime it goes. Let's see how this is going to go. So let's see who gets the coin toss. But, man, overtime in year 1 is exciting. 10-10 ball game in a very rainy environment. So let's see who gets the ball. Tails never fails. The Niners have won the toss. And they are going to elect to receive. They want the ball first. Okay. Okay, we will do that. Let's do it. They want the ball first. We'll see how that goes for them. And hopefully we can get a stop on defense and then go score an offense. So here we go. Offense is going to score, so we need our offense to return the favor. I don't know if we'll be able to. I'm not jumping in because it's so early on in this rebuild. I don't want this video to be forever. So I'm just going to rely on Madden Sim but I do want to watch it to actually unfold. So let's see what happens. So it's 1st and 10. We're moving the ball right now. There's 1:30 left on the clock. Okay. Hold on. This might work out. Maybe. There's 1:09 left in the clock. And no, I don't know what happened, but we did lose. So we lost in overtime to the 49ers. I thought about jumping in for a second as we got closer. But let's see what happened on that last play. Intercepted. Stafford threw a pick. Oh, boy. That's not good. Well, guys, Stafford's career might be ending there. We might be looking for a new quarterback this offseason, but at least we got him into the playoffs one last time. But I guess we have to see if he'll even retire first, which I'm assuming he will. The Matthew Stafford actually has not retired, which is fairly interesting. So we might be able to have him for another year because, as you guys can see, Trent Williams and Rob Havenstein are the only 2 guys retiring in the NFC West. So that is interesting, but he might be down on overall too much that I can't justify resigning him. I don't know if he's a free agent either. I guess we have to look at that first and foremost. I'm not really sure what his contract looks like. But let's see. So we have Kyron Williams is a free agent. Cameron Curl is a free agent. Kobe Durant is a free agent. Quentin Lake, Zach Wilson's a free agent. Okay, so the only one that I find remotely interesting to bring back, well, obviously Kyron Williams is up the list, but I do want to bring Cameron Curl back as well, former Washington Commander. Really wanted to keep him back then, but I do like how our safeties are playing nowadays as well. So Kyron Williams has to stick around, and franchise tagging a running back doesn't cost that much, so probably will end up franchise tagging Kyron Williams. $12 million. Yeah, so Kyron, you're not going anywhere. I'm sorry. Kobe Durant, De'Aaron Kendrick. Probably let the rest of these guys walk. And then I need to look at Stafford's contract and his overall, because if he's still good enough to be the guy, I'll rock with it. But for some reason, I have a bad feeling he's down to like a 75 overall or something. So let's see. Stafford. Yeah, I literally nailed it on the dot. He's down to a 30. He's down to a 75 overall. And unfortunately, I just can't trust that going into next season. we're basically going to pretend that Stafford retired, guys. I think that's the best way to handle this, because if he was already thinking about it anyway, then he probably is going to retire here eventually. So Stafford has retired, and that actually gives us a ton of money to work with in free agency. So if there is an interesting quarterback to maybe throw an offer at, maybe we could do that, or we can make a trade for a quarterback. We'll see. But this team has some good pieces. We just made the playoffs. $126 million in cap space. Let's take a look at what it is looking like. So obviously, Cooper Kupp still here. Tutu Atwell still here. We don't have a tight end. Our tackles aren't great, although we only really need one. And then we can move. We could technically move Jonah Jackson still here too. But tight end, yeah, definitely need a tight end. Definitely need a quarterback, obviously. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, both superstar X factors, which is awesome. Defensively, Jared Verse is up to superstar, rightfully so. Benjamin Morrison star, Paulson Debo, Darius Williams, so that looks good. Maybe a third corner wouldn't hurt, and a linebacker. So to me, on defense, the only thing we really need is maybe a D tackle, and maybe a cornerback upgrade wouldn't be the worst idea in the world either. This team played fairly well next to each other last year, so we might be able to keep continuity intact there. Let's take a look at what free agency is looking at as far as maybe quarterback and whatever else we could use here. So quarterback is going to be the first thing we look at, and we have Stafford, so there's not a good quarterback here to go for. Geno Smith, I'm not throwing my cards on Geno Smith. If we moved on from Stafford, we might as well not try for, say, hey, Geno Smith's the answer. Khalil Shakir being interested in coming here is interesting because we could really give whoever we put under center a lot of weapons to throw to. What about tight ends? What we got here? So Kyle Pitts is sitting here. Ooh, I like that. I like the idea of bringing Kyle Pitts in. So give me some Kyle Pitts action if we can get him to come here, because obviously I just traded for him in the Chargers video and he was phenomenal. So let's bring him to LA again. We might be able to get him, which would be awesome. I am definitely intrigued by Khalil Shakir. I won't lie to you, but we do have Tutu Atwell as the third guy right now, and Puka, and yeah, like Cooper Kupp, they're going to get theirs. So let's take a look at D tackles though to see if there's anything interesting. So there's DJ Reader, who's a nice veteran. Deontay Wyatt, who's always here as a superstar dev. Yeah, always going to take advantage of Deontay Wyatt being here for what he costs, so we'll do that. And then we said we needed a tackle, so let's go take a look to see what tackle we can maybe bring in. It's right tackle Taylor Moden, so there's a couple of guys to look at. And Iquanu, ooh, give me Iquanu, or Rasheed Walker isn't bad either, who actually has interest in coming here. And that gives us about $88 million in cap space. If these are the four guys we sign, or I guess it's three rather, is there anything else of interest to us before we just submit this and say, okay, we're good? Kittle Fuller is another tight end, or sorry, another corner wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But if we can get the three guys we offered on, I'd feel really good about that. I don't mind the idea of Khalil Shakir. You know what? I'm going to throw it back Khalil Shakir too. No, I'm not. Tutu Atwell's up to 78 overall. We can rock with him. So Kyle Pitts, Rasheed Walker, Deontay Wyatt. Give me all three of these guys, and we're going to go trade for a quarterback potentially. So get Pitts and Rasheed Walker. Deontay Wyatt's going to sign two here eventually. Just sign damn. Okay, he's going to take it to the last day of free agency, I guess. All right. Kyle Pitts, Tutu Atwell, Puka Nacua, and Cooper Kupp all look great. But obviously, we don't have the most important piece on the offense, and that is a quarterback. Defensively, we're trying to add Deontay Wyatt, and that would kind of complete the defense. But quarterback is our main problem at the moment. So let's go address it. Let's go see who makes sense. We could maybe trade up in the draft and draft Nico or whatever, but I've seen the Rams do that so many times in the Madden simulation. I kind of like the idea of maybe trading for a vet. I don't usually ever get the opportunity to do that either. But let's see if we can make that happen. I don't know if we'll be able to. I'm going to definitely try. All right, I have my eye on two different players. I won't lie to you. There's two guys I'm looking at to potentially trade for here. Not Will Levis. That is not one of them. I promise you that. JJ McCarthy is behind Sam Darnold still, so that's fairly interesting. You can JJ McCarthy on here is another option. So here's what I was looking at, though, if I can remember where they're at. First off, Deshaun Watson, $72 million cap hit, by the way. I'm just going to sit there and say that, which that's not the guy we're trading for. Kyler Murray, is interesting, but I'm not going for him. So first one is Anthony Richardson. If the Colts are ready to give up on him, he shouldn't cost us too much either. He's only normal dev. But I guess my game plan would be here is if we got Anthony Richardson, we could really surround him with as much talent as possible. But I don't know. We'll see on that one. The other one is Tua. Tua, I think, is my favorite target here. He's 20 years old, and he's, obviously concussions are a problem with him, but that won't be a problem in Madden. But he's superstar dev. So I actually like the idea of potentially getting Tua here. Don't know if they'll accept this, but I'm going to offer my second round pick and my first next year and see if they would do this. I don't know if they would. I'm going to try. So the second pick in this draft and a first round pick next year for Tua. And they're actually close to accepting this. Okay. And my third rounder as well. We keep our first round pick in this draft. All right, we're getting closer, but Tua could be the guy here. 5 and 6 in this draft, so we're trading every single pick we own in this draft. And then let's say we do a third next year as well. So trading only 1 first for Tua would feel pretty good. I'm going to remove the 5 and 6 because it's probably not necessary if I had to guess. So can we get this done? It might have to be necessary to be in here, actually. So 4 next year as well. This is quite a bit to give up, but if we get a quarterback... wow, never mind. The Dolphins can't even accept it. Put them over the cap. So never mind on the Tua idea. That was my other idea. So I guess we can go to the Vikings and talk to them about JJ McCarthy, or we can talk about Anthony Richardson, because those are the other 2 options, because Vikings paid Sam Darnold. So give me JJ McCarthy. Obviously not for this much, but let's say we offered our 2nd round pick and maybe our 4th in this draft and a 4th next year. So 2, 4, and 4 for JJ McCarthy is what I'm looking at, and we'd have our quarterback to potentially develop. I guess that would be our option, and they do accept it. So JJ McCarthy is now going to be our quarterback for the Rams. So now that, he won't have to be paid. I think we're going to have like 2 more years of team control if my math is correct. So kind of wish I would have signed Khalil Shakir, because that would have been awesome to add him. But is there any other good wide receivers here? Not really. So that sucks. Shakir would have been an awesome addition. Thought about him, but I didn't do it. It's all good though. We still have really good players regardless. But yeah, I'm feeling good about being on our quarterback. Was not like my first option by any means, but I will absolutely take it. And I'll see you guys in the draft now with our 1st round pick. We only traded a 2nd, right? So we should be able to still cook in the draft with all the picks that we still have left. So with our 1st round pick, we're going to go ahead and select Ty Clemens out of Florida State to give ourselves a D tackle. Deontay Wyatt did not sign with us, so Ty Clemens will be our 1st round pick here. Number 73 in true value, drafted number 20, being hidden dev, but we needed a defensive tackle starter, and now we're headed to round 3. So we got our D tackle, which is nice, and obviously would have loved to have added a little bit of a better position there, but Deontay Wyatt not signing with us put us in a huge hole there. So we have Mike Wheeler, John Lake, Eddie Bates. I do think I kind of like the idea of doubling down at strong safety, because our strong safety position isn't the strongest anyway right now with Cameron Curl. So although not really sold on this guy, to be honest with you. So probably won't take Mike Wheeler here, actually. So Jeremiah York, John Lake, Eddie Betts, Greg Radley, Andrew Whitlock, Deion Curtis, Eddie Truman, and Trey Rainey. I don't know. Not sure I like any of these guys, to be honest with you. Ross Griffin, Hightower, Austin O'Sullivan, Harold Pierman. Let's take a look at Harold Pierman. So physical, speed is good. All right. Well, not liking anything I'm seeing right now. Maybe I just go for the fastest possible guy here, because I guess I don't really know if you're able to. I'm sure you're able to sort that, right? Because I don't like anything I'm seeing right now. Is speed a thing? No, you cannot sort by speed, it looks like. Okay, so clearly we don't know what we're about to take here. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the New Mexico State strong safety to give ourselves some depth there. But yeah, not a lot of good options that I liked. Number 273 in true value. He's going to be depth there. And yeah, not really a great draft. We got our D tackle and we got a depth at strong safety. But let's go ahead, look at our lineup for year 2. I would have felt a lot more confident if we would have added Tua. Unfortunately, could not. The Dolphins would have put over the cap. But we traded little to no draft capital for JJ McCarthy. But I mean, we have a ton of money, so I don't know. Well, maybe it'll eventually work out since JJ McCarthy is making so little money. So here is the lineup going into season number 2. JJ McCarthy is the quarterback. Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kyle Pitts. It looks like they drafted us another tight end. Jackson, Dotson, Corbett, Vila, and Rasheed Walker. Defensively, we have Cameron Kitchens, Byron Young, Spates, Jerome Baker, Johnson still sitting in the background, Jared Verse, Cameron Curl, Benjamin Morrison, Paul Sadibo, Emmanuel Forbes, and it looks like we lost Darius Williams somehow. Kobe Turner, Ty Clemens, and Braden Fisk. So 2 superstar devs now, and still defensively we're a good scheme fit. Offensively, we were good last year, so hopefully JJ McCarthy can do that again for us. We'll see if that ends up being the case. Even if we miss the playoffs this year, we're going to have a ton of cap space to work with in the offseason. So I think we'll be able to build this team up regardless, but it would be really cool to make the playoffs with Matthew Stafford gone and just plugging in JJ McCarthy. I guess we'll find out. So we actually made the playoffs, but we went 8-9 and won our division at 8-9. So our division just sucked really badly. So that's the only reason why we're here. San Francisco, Arizona, and Seattle, I mean, they were bad, and we made the playoffs. Hey, I'll take it. We're in the postseason, and that's all that matters. So records reset when you're in the playoffs. we're 19th NFL in offense still. So J.J. McCarthy looks like he cooked, which is nice. Defensively, we fell off a little bit. 38-19 from J.J. McCarthy. Kyron with 1,010 touchdowns. Puka Nacua continues to eat in this offense. 995 yards. And then Kyle Pitts, wow, just an afterthought. 317 yards and a touchdown. Not much from Kyle Pitts at all. Sacks-wise, yeah, 10.5 from Fisk, 8.5 from Jared Verse, and 4 from Kobe Turner. 3 interceptions from Jerome Baker, 2 from Paulson Debo, and then 2 from Zay Alexander. So we barely turned over the football, as you guys can tell. We had only, what, that's 7 interceptions on the season in total, which is really unfortunate. But hey, we're in the playoffs. We get to play the Giants in round 1. Be very interesting. We can go, take care of business at home against a really good Giants team, but we'll see what happens. So Nico, who the Giants just drafted, versus J.J. McCarthy. So let's see how this goes. We're at home, and the Giants will get stopped on their first possession. We'll go up 3-0, so we take the lead. You know what would be incredible, as Cameron Curl gets an interception, if we go to the Super Bowl after an 8-9 record. That would be pretty awesome. I'll just say that right now. And it looks like we might be able to beat the Giants, as we're up 17-7 right now. I mean, our offense was really good in the regular season, so... Sean McVay, he's one of those guys that just cooks in the postseason, and we are going to win, man, 7-27, and we're moving on to divisional round after an 8-9 regular season. So, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, there is a chance that we go on a crazy run here even after an 8-9 record in the regular season, which is quite interesting because if we were in any other division, we wouldn't even be here. But thankfully, we're in the NFC West this season because the team or the division was horrible, and we'll see who we play next. So after our NFC wildcard win, we're now on to the NFC Divisional, playing a team we're familiar with. These two teams just played each other. Obviously, this time it is JJ rather than Stafford, and it is time to get some revenge. So let's head to the link and see. We get an interception from Cameron Curl to start the game. Go score. Oh, wow, we don't score off the interception. That's actually really disappointing. But we will score here, 7-3. Defense is getting stopped so far, and it's 7-3 still. Can we go score before half? No. We have the ball after half right now. Can we go score a touchdown on this drive? No. It's 7-3 still. Okay, honestly, the fact that this game is still 7-3 is very lucky, and we need to put up another touchdown, man. We really do. We need to take advantage of the opportunity that the Eagles are struggling right now. I don't know why they are, but they are. Our defense is giving them problems, so let's take advantage of this. Kyron Williams. Oh, wow. I just got a crazy animation, and that's going to be a 1st and 10 run. Damn, that was wild. Okay, well, we'll take that. That is nice little run. Honestly, if I could have somehow escaped and got another broken tackle animation, I could have been gone there. But we have Puka Nacua wide open, and we're gonna put this downfield. Wow, McCarthy's thrown 2 picks, and the Eagles only have 3 points off of it. That's actually quite shocking, not gonna lie to you. But hey, man, we're still in the lead, and that's all that matters. I'm trying to build our lead even further. I would love to see if Tutu Atwell could split the safeties right now. Honestly, I think he's gonna have a shot at it. He might have a chance at this. Atwell? Oh my goodness, Tutu Atwell. I saw it all the way, and he comes down with it in the end zone. We're going to build our lead 14-3, and our defense gets us another stop, and we're going to beat the Eagles. That's 2 NFC East opponents done for, and we are on to the NFC Championship with the first year of J.J. McCarthy starting. I don't know why Jerome Baker's always getting the animation, but I'm not complaining. We beat the Giants. We beat the Eagles. And now we're on to the NFC Championship with an 8-9 record. Keep that in mind. Pretty wild stuff. But I'm happy to be continuing on in these playoffs. The NFL is probably the only league where you could go 8-9 and have a home NFC Championship game. That's actually pretty absurd, as the Cowboys had a better record than us, but since we won our division, our seed, we had a higher seed. So they're coming to LA. We got the home NFC Championship, and we're welcoming in Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. So let's see. We could take advantage. This is the NFC East gauntlet, by the way. We've played nothing but NFC East teams. Brandon Aubrey missed a 60-yard field goal. Go score off that. There we go. 7-0. And an interception from Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's coming out. That's what he does in the playoffs, as we're all aware of. And it's 14-10, though. So he's kind of hearing me talking crap right now. But we will score a touchdown, and the Cowboys will respond 17-17. But I didn't get this far just to lose to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to come out here and see if I can get ourselves in range to either, go score the touchdown or, give me a block. Oh, my God. In true Kyron Williams fashion. Actually, I'm pretty sure that was on the ground. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that'll be called back. So that fumble really came out late. So it'll be our ball again. I'm pretty sure if I would have clicked play all off or skipped moment, I think it would have given the ball to the Cowboys, but thankfully it didn't. So yeah, Kyron, let's not do that again. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, why are we putting the ball on the ground? Although he does have a fumbling problem in real life, so I don't know. Maybe that's realistic. But Puka is going to be open again. This is a beautiful play action that's been working. Oh my goodness, I was about to juke both those Cowboys out of their socks. But they get a nice little stop on me. All right. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. Let's see. Nothing. I'm going to throw this. And Cooper Kupp's going to come back to it. He's going to come down with it. Let's go. Moving the chains again. That was a little dangerous throw, but JJ McCarthy starting to feel a little accurate here, man. Maybe he's building some momentum. But we do got to be careful with, like, Trayvon Diggs. Like, he has an animation of just coming down with, like, every interception imaginable. But we have Kyle Pitts here. Come back to it, and we will be inside the 10-yard line. So we're in the red zone just like that. So let's get this bad boy into the end zone, and let's take the lead here, man. And then we'll see if our defense can't get us a stop. And then you never know. All right, Kyron, just don't put the ball on the ground. That's all I'm asking for. We're on the 4 now. I'm going to hand it to him again. We could boot this, actually. I'm going to boot this. Let's see if they leave Wilcox open. And no, but I can just run this in with JJ McCarthy. We could have maybe hit Puka in the back as well. We'll score the touchdown. And let's see if our defense can't get us a stop. And they do. Benjamin Morrison with another pick. So again, Dak Prescott throwing more interceptions. So let's come out here and chew this clock. And let's move the chains. And the Cowboys will eventually have... Actually, we can just score another touchdown or get another field goal on the board. So I'm not going to put the ball in the air. We're just going to run this with Kyron Williams and live with the results. So 2nd and 9 and only 1 yard gain. But like I said, all we need to do is get in field goal range and we can put this game in a two possession game. So going to continue to hand the rock to Kyron Williams, and that's going to be a 1st down run. Safety isn't ready, and boom, we're going to be inside the 18-yard line. So it is now a red zone visitation here. So let's see if we can't get another nice run from Kyron Williams to put this game. That's great blocking. Going to be in the end zone, and that is a touchdown to put this game away. So Cowboys could probably score again, but there's not going to be enough time. And just like that, we complete the NFC East Gauntlet. Actually, did I say NFC East Gauntlet? We played... No, yeah, NFC East Gauntlet. We played the Giants, we played the Eagles, and we played the Cowboys. Pretty wild. But now we're on the Super Bowl, so let's go. We got ourselves a Super Bowl rematch. Bengals and Rams in the Super Bowl here again. Obviously, Stafford's not here this time, so it's going to be JJ McCarthy versus Joe Burrow. This is interesting, though. Bengals, Rams, Super Bowl, that is a ton of fun. So let's see if we can come out here and win this bad boy. We're going to stop on defense to start things off. And the Bengals just hired Al Golden as their defensive coordinator, I'm pretty sure. And it's a 3-3 ball game so far. We will draw first blood as far as touchdowns are concerned. Oh, I thought we were about to go up 17-3 there. Get an interception, and now we're up 17-3. That could be all she wrote. 24-3, the Bengals did not come to play. And JJ McCarthy is going to get the Rams a Super Bowl. Sean McVay gets another ring, and just like that, we win a championship. It would have been great to do it with Stafford again. Unfortunately, I just cannot trust a 75 overall in this final season. But hey, JJ McCarthy came in, and he played well. I know I jumped in there a few times and made sure we got here, but there was always an opportunity to put the game away. The Eagles, like, were struggling with us the whole game, and we win the game. I don't think I needed to jump into the Giants game if I remember correctly, but hope you guys enjoyed this one. Have a great day of watching Sunday championship football. I am a nervous wreck. I'm not going to lie to you. Not used to my team being in this position, so we'll see how it goes. It would be awesome to see my team head to the Super Bowl, but you never truly know. Thank y'all for watching. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.